Hitler takes control in Germany. When Mussolini became dictator of Italy in the mid-1920s, Adolf Hitler was a little-known political leader whose early life had been marked by disappointment. Born in a small town in Austria in 1559, he dropped out of high school and failed as an artist. When World War I broke out, Hitler found a new beginning. He would fight to defend Germany and crush its opponents. He volunteered for the German army and was twice awarded the Iron Cross, a meal for bravery. But his desire to promote Germany to the world will not end here. It was just the beginning. The rise of the Nazis. At the end of the war, Hitler settled in Munich. In early 1920, he joined a tiny right-wing political group. This group shared his belief that Germany had to overturn the Treaty of Versailles and combat communism. The group later named itself the National Socialist German Workers' Party, called Nazi for short. Its policies, supported by people in the middle and lower middle classes, formed the German brand of fascism known as Nazism. The party adopted the swastika, or hooked cross, as its symbol. The Nazi also set up a private militia called the Storm Troopers, or Brown Shirts. Within a short time, Hitler's success as an organizer and speaker led him to be chosen Der Führer, or the leader of the Nazi Party. These skills also helped make the Nazis a growing political force. Inspired by Mussolini's March on Rome, Hitler and the Nazis plotted to seize power in Munich in 1923. The attempt failed, and Hitler was arrested. He was tried for treason, but sympathetic judges sentenced him to only 5 years in prison. He served less than 9 months. While in jail, Hitler wrote Mein Kampf. This book set forth his beliefs and his goals for Germany. It became the blueprint, or plan of action, for the Nazis. Hitler asserted that the Germans, especially those who were blonde and blue-eyed, whom he incorrectly called Aryans, were a master race. He declared that non-Aryan races such as Jews, Slavs, and Gypsies were inferior or subhuman. He called the Versailles Treaty an outrage and vowed to regain the lands taken from Germany. Hitler also declared that Germany was overcrowded and needed more Lebensraum, or living space. He promised to get that space by conquering Eastern Europe and Russia. After leaving prison in 1924, Hitler revived the Nazi Party. Most Germans ignored him and his angry message until the Depression ended the nation's brief post-war recovery. When American loans stopped, the German economy collapsed. Factories ground to a halt and banks closed. Nearly 6 million people, about 30% of Germany's workforce, were unemployed in 1932. Civil unrest broke out. Frightened and confused, Germans now turned to Hitler, hoping for security and firm leadership. Hitler becomes chancellor. The Nazis had become the largest political party by 1932. Conservatives mistakenly believed they control Hitler and use him for their purposes. In January 1933, they advised President Paul von Hindenburg to name Hitler chancellor. Only Hitler, they said, could stand up to the strong Communist Party in Germany. Thus Hitler came to power legally. Once in office, Hitler acted quickly to strengthen his position. He called for new elections, hoping to win a parliamentary majority. 6 days before the election, a fire destroyed the Reichstag building where Parliament met. The Nazis blamed the Communists. By stirring up fear of the Communists, the Nazis and their allies won a slim majority. With majority control, Hitler demanded dictatorial, or absolute, power for 4 years. Only one deputy dared to speak against the resulting enabling act. Hitler used his new power to turn Germany into a totalitarian state. He banned all other political parties and had opponents arrested. Meanwhile, an elite, black uniformed unit called the SS was created. It was loyal only to Hitler. In 1934, the SS arrested and murdered hundreds of Hitler's enemies. This brutal action and the terror applied by the Gestapo, the Nazi secret police, shocked most Germans into total obedience. The Nazis quickly took command of the economy. New laws banned strikes, dissolved independent labor unions, and gave the government authority over business and labor. Hitler put millions of Germans to work. They constructed factories, built highways, manufactured weapons, and served in the military. As a result, unemployment dropped from about 6 to 1.5 million in 1936. The Führer, Supreme Hitler, wanted more than just economic and political power. He wanted control over every aspect of German life. To shape public opinion and to win praise for his leadership, Hitler turned the press, radio, literature, painting, and film into propaganda tools. Books that did not conform to Nazi belief were burned in huge bonfires. Churches were forbidden to criticize the Nazis or the government. Schoolchildren had to join the Hitler Youth for Boys or the League of German Girls. He believed that a continuous struggle brought victory to the strong. He twisted the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche to support his use of brute force to maintain power and his glorification of war. And with this, Hitler cemented his reign of terror. On our next video, we will talk about how Hitler moved Germany to the war front.